All right, welcome back to Sunnyside Speed Shop. On this episode, we're going to attempt to restore these gauges, including making this clock work again. Um, let's see what happens. Now, I already started taking it apart. Took the headlight switch out, ignition switch out, wiper switch. Um, if you guys don't know how to remove these plungers, on the back of the switch there's a little button here, and you just depress that button and give it a little wiggle, and it comes right out. So if you're ever taking one of these things apart and you can't figure out how to get this plunger out, that's how it comes out. There. Push the button, comes out. Piece cake. A lot of times you can kind of like reach around the dash and feel for the button and give it a little wiggle, take it out. So, get a Phillips head screwdriver here. This original dashboard here actually isn't in that bad a shape, but there's, you can see some of the chrome is chipped off and missing around the edges here, and I'm going to try to make this El Camino pretty nice, so I'm going to go ahead and replace this with a reproduction one. But I'll hang on to this one because it's not bad. Hanging up there on the wall. Alright, pull off this that knob to reset the clock. There's these little tabs here that hold down the plastic. I already unbent them. I started getting a little ahead of myself taking this thing apart, and I said, you know what, I better record this. So that comes off there. Actually, underneath this thing actually looks pretty good, pretty clean. Just that plastic needs to get polished up, and maybe rattle can this black. These cardboard tubes out. This looks like a 5/16. Let me get the 5/16. Take this clock out. Now this clock, just like most of these old clocks, just doesn't work. And I did a little bit of research on how to repair them. Apparently, there's a set of points in here, just like old points in ignition, and they just get dirty and need to get cleaned. So it looks like you can actually just pry these off. Ooh, there it goes. Don't want to lose that or break it. Stuff is pretty delicate. The minute hand goes on top. Hour hand goes on the bottom. So short hand on the bottom, tall hand on top, and then seconds on top. I'm saying that so I could go back through and watch this video if I forget. Okay. Those are out. The hands are off. You can see on this face little bits of metal that are just twisted to lock it in place. So I'm just gonna untwist those. Flatten those out. Okay, there's 3 here. Okay. There we go. Okay. Some more little tabs of metal here that are retaining this in place. So just bend these And I'm learning as I go here. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is an experiment. And if it doesn't work, oh well, the clock was already broken. I think before I do that, I gotta take this off. Okay, getting somewhere. We got movement. Okay. Oh shit. Lost the washer. Okay, that's not part of it. All right, that's where that washer went. Okay. So there's supposed to be a set of points in here that just need to get cleaned. Oh wait, there it is. There's a little access hole. Little access hole there for the pins and points, and it does look a little burnt. Wonder if all right, inside this little hole here, there's a set of points, just like a points ignition. As soon as you apply power to it, those points jump apart, and it loads a spring, and as that spring creeps back down to the closed position, it keeps the clock ticking. And this one was just stuck. I took a little bit of brake clean. I turned the camera off because I was fiddling with it for so long. I was just didn't know what the hell was going on, and I just started brake cleaning it and hitting it with some oil, and then it freed up. So if I apply power, you'll see it snap in there. Boom. It popped apart. Now you can see it ticking. So that's all it does. It just pops apart, loads the spring, tick, 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 until it closes again. Boom, pops apart, tick, 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 till it closes again. That's it, and it just keeps going. Awesome, man. This is the first time I've ever had any actual luck on like fixing one of these clocks. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and to be honest with you, I watched a couple of YouTube videos and figured it out. Man, this is so cool. I've never had an original clock in a dash that works. So this is going to be a first. Usually I just take it apart and it never goes back together. Cool. Let me put this thing back together, and we can start cleaning up everything else. All right. All right, before I get the needles and everything back in the way, I'm just going to give this thing a little wipe down. Ooh, looks brand new. Back into these little guys here. Give these a little twist to lock it in place. All right. And then moment of truth. Oh man, look at that. That's so damn cool, man. It's just nice when you have old stuff and it works. It's gonna be so cool having this thing work. It probably won't keep the right time, but who cares? At least it'll be ticking inside the dash. That's awesome. That needle looks a little bent. I should probably straighten that out. Cool. I can get going on the rest of this dash. Alright, all this is going to get is just a little cleanup here. Alright, I went to the art store and picked up some model car paint to paint these needles with. Got a little tiny brush, and we'll see how this turns out. Alright, check that out. Shiny gauges, nice red needles, a clock that works. Cool. Set that aside for a sec. Actually, let me get this out of the way so I don't mess it up. There we go. So before I polish this, I'm just gonna clean it. I don't know what the hell this is, but it's like looks like it's burnt. I think it was actually just like rubbing against the painted part on the back, and just the years of vibration kind of did that. I want to see if I can just wet sand that out before I polish it. Should have some water, but I don't have any. Let's use a little bit of this as a probably special stuff for doing this, but this is what I got for actually cutting and buffing paint. I'm going to be using my big buffer because I don't have a mini one. Alright. Start with the number 1 compound on here. Just going to dab it on the right here on the pad. Oh man, this is looking pretty good. That one. Trade out that one for this one. Okay. Man, this looks brand new. Look at that. that's looking pretty good, but I think I want to just throw a quick coat of paint on this this black backing, because you can see like where it was scratching through here close to the full, and where it rubbed against this plastic to give it that weird look. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get a quick coat of paint on this. Let me see what it looks like with the gauges. Look at that, brand new, restored, quote unquote. Cool, man. All right, I'm back. I turned the camera off and went and sprayed a coat of spray paint on this guy and let it dry overnight. And now it's back. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this on. I already set in the cardboard tubes right here. These, the lights for the turn signal indicators illuminates through here, so that way it doesn't wash out into everything. It only focuses on these points. Put that back on. There's that piece that I polished. Look how nice and crystal clear that is. Set that on. Put this adjuster back on before I lose it. Alright, here we got my brand new dash bezel. I ordered this one from Jegs. It was on back order from everywhere else. Got brand new green lenses for the turn signal indicators. These are going to have to be glued in somehow, so I don't lose them. Alright, let's hope that works. Should hold it super good. It's right in the name, super glue. Man, that thing looks good. Look at that. Looks brand new. Maybe even better than brand new. Okay. Got my headlight switch here. Now this has these grounding straps you got to make sure you put in. I think, yeah, this one goes here. And actually it's supposed to be locked in underneath this screw. So these come back out. So these straps bring ground from the metal dash, from the screw that goes into the metal dash, to your headlight switch, wiper switch, and the gauges. This is a very important piece. Reinstalling this, remember, to take that out, you gotta depress this button. Comes out. Take off this retainer. I'll probably clean this up a little bit. This is some 2000 grit sandpaper I got here. Okay, lights is on the bottom, wiper on the top. Okay. These things are a pain in the ass. There is a special tool for this. You see those two holes in there? It's a special tool that grabs it and actually twists it. I don't have that tool. So, see if I can get creative. All right, 2 picks. But before I start using those, I kind of just need to get it started. Ooh, I got lucky. It's going. I don't know if you're able to see, but I was just taking this and pulling this way and pushing this way to tighten it. Oh, see, I got a little bit more out of it. Then I'll reinstall your switch. Boom. All right. Wiper is next. The wiper switch on this just has a little retaining screw here. Just loosen that guy up. Same collar retainer as the headlight switch. Alright, now that I got it started, I can kind of just twist it around. Good. Okay. It's looking pretty good, man. Pretty good. I got my other ground strap. So they have little retaining tabs that lock into these little like nipples that are sticking up. I was just banging it flat so it can get another good grab. This one too, I guess. Because this picks up the ground from the ignition switch, the radio, and the cigarette lighter. Let's press that on. Oh, before I do that, I need to take this screw back out because that's where the ground picks up on this side. Right. Okay. Original ignition switch. This 1965 ignition switch, I hear they do not reproduce it, and I checked because the original lock cylinder was stuck in here and I didn't have a key, and you need a key to remove it. So I had to have this picked to be able to remove it because I was like, oh, I'll just buy a new switch, but you can't, I couldn't find one anywhere. So I had to get that one removed. Hold that, the retaining ring here. There's also a special tool to install these that I don't have. So I just gotta do it kind of ghetto. It's the reason why on all these old cars, these rings are always chewed up, because people are doing this. Okay, tight. That's the original lock cylinder that I don't have a key for, so not putting that back in ordered a brand new lock set here. New lock cylinder, new key. Done. Get that. Last but not least, cigarette lighter. I don't know if this one's going to fit. This is already an aftermarket one. You can tell because it has this extra ground strap on it, which the original ones did not have. So let's just see. This one came out of the other dash, but it didn't really fit very well. So let's see. Oh yeah, it's fine. All right, there we go. All done. Back together. Looks brand new. All I need now is a factory radio and a cigarette lighter. If anybody has an original 65 radio, just AM, doesn't even have to work. If anybody has one with a decent chrome plate on the front, I'm interested. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know. Looking to buy just a original boring AM radio. Man, this thing looks good. And the clock works. All right, that was a relatively short video, just getting this dash reassembled. Hopefully you learned something on the clock. I know I did, kind of while shooting this video, learned how to take it apart, and this is the first one I've ever done. I mean, I have taken them apart in the past, but I've never fixed one. I've always just broken it. So this is the first one I've taken apart and actually repaired, showing you those points that need to be cleaned and how I wound it past the point. It's very, very hard to show those intricate little tiny pieces on the in the camera view, but if you pull one apart, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, repainted the faces of the dash, repainted the needles all in red, and this thing just looks awesome. So check out a future episode where I install this back on the car. I need to paint the dashboard first, but this thing's gonna look really, really good in there. Cannot wait. You hear me say that so much in all my videos. Can't wait. I can't wait. I'm super impatient. Just want to get this car together and I want to drive it. But yeah, check out the next episode. Thanks for watching. Like I said, hopefully you learned something. I know I did. And super excited that this clock works. And I'll show you how I'm going to make these gauges work with the LS swap. So stay tuned for that. Thanks a lot.